Hello, hello, hello. You are most welcome to another exciting review of Winning with People by John C Maxwell. I hope you're doing great. It's always very, you know, interesting jumping on reviews night after night, right? I hope you feel the same way. So tonight we're going to examine the charisma principle. Have you heard that before? Even if you've not heard of the charisma principle, I'm sure you've heard of people who have charisma or people that we regard to be charismatic, right? We're going to learn about that tonight. So adjust your seat. We are not only going to learn, we're going to put what we learn here tonight into practice. Okay, right. What is it about the charisma principle? The principle says that people are interested in the person who is interested in them. Let me say that again. People are interested in the person who is interested in them. So if you want people to be interested in you, show interest in them first and foremost. And there is a very profound story here about a lady called Phyllis. Right. The author, John Maxwell, and his wife, Margaret, met her and her husband, Stanley, in August 2003 when they went on vacation to Seaborn on the Seaborn cruise or on a Seaborn cruise in the Mediterranean, right? And as they were about to check in, Phyllis walked up to them, introduced herself and asked for their names. She initiated a conversation, and throughout their stay over there during their vacation, she connected with them. But John Maxwell later found out that she did not only connect with him and his wife, she also connected with all the 120 passengers on that ship. That means she was very good at connecting with people. She was that charismatic. She was a people's person. She had that in her, right? And even when they were to leave after the vacation, and John Maxwell went to her to say, "Oh, I'd love to keep in touch with you." Or was she even the one that went to her? As the cruise wound down, I told Phyllis how much Margaret and her. So it was the one that went to her to say, "Oh, I'd love to keep in touch with you." And guess what this woman did? She brought out a business card that says, "Phyllis and Stanley Hughes, your cruising friends." And not only that, it had the logo of the ship that they were on. It had their home address and phone number. That means that she came prepared. She already knew that she was going to meet people, she was going to make friends, she was going to intentionally connect with people. So she already came with this business card that had the logo of the ship that they were on and all her details and everything. That was an intentional person who was very much interested in people. All the conversations that she had with people was not about herself. They were about other people, right? And after that, she even kept in touch. They became friends. Now, this is a very good story for us to learn from. How do you connect with people? Do you even know how to initiate conversations with people? It is a skill that you can learn, fortunately. For me, I would consider myself not as somebody who would naturally initiate conversations with people. Yeah. I think my husband is the exact opposite. He can initiate conversations with people at any time, especially if you're in love with politics or sports or any contemporary issue. We'll be speaking with you and both of you will be getting along as if you've known each other for so long. But for me, it didn't come naturally. It was something that I had to learn because I understand that if you really want to live a fulfilling life, if you really want to be happy in life, you have to shift the focus away from yourself. You have to connect with people intentionally. If they will not talk to you, find a way to talk to them, find a way to initiate conversations, right? And this will lead me to reviewing 6 ways to make people like you. 6 ways to make people like you, all thanks to Dale Carnegie. He shared this in his leadership speeches and also in his book, How to Influence People, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yes, we're going to review that book too, in no distant time, right? And when we're talking of getting people to like you or making people like you, we're not talking of licking people's asses or trying all that you can to impress people, to get their validation, going above and beyond to carry their favor. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people liking you in the sense that they'll get along with you. They'll see you to be approachable. They want to be around you. You know, if there is anything that is going to be beneficial to you, they'll tell you because you have that cordial relationship with them. They see you as somebody who is approachable, somebody who is warm. So you're not missing out on opportunities because you have attitudes that repel people, that repel your helpers, that repel people that can do you good. So what is the number one way to make people like you? Become genuinely interested in other people. You must understand that life does not revolve around you alone. There was a lady called Pelimesta. She was the greatest Washington hostess after Dolly Madison. And the secret of her success in getting so many rich and famous people to attend her parties was that she showed genuine interest in people. According to her, she said it's all in the greetings and goodbyes. She said anytime people arrived for a party or an event, she would say, "Oh, at last you are here." And when they're about leaving, she said, "I'm sorry you have to leave so soon." Can you just imagine how that will make you feel as a person? Like she's going to miss you. Whether she meant it or not is immaterial. The fact that she said it out and she makes the other person feel so great that, oh, they are so important, she's really going to miss them. Or when they arrive, I'm glad you're finally here. Like the party had not really gotten to its top gear without them. That's the way it goes. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it doesn't matter how much power, education, or expertise you possess. People will respond to you more favorably if you first let them know that they matter to you as individuals. Number two way to make people like you is to smile. Again, naturally, smiling was not something that was my thing. It wasn't really my thing, naturally. I know I have a strong face. You know, I'm always too serious-minded, right? So something I had to learn. Like, if you want people to see you as approachable, you want to warm the hearts of people, you have to smile. Because if you go around in a long face, people would naturally think that, oh, maybe you're angry or maybe you're sad, and they will want to leave you alone. So you have to make it an effort. There was a time I had to tell my students, please always remind me to smile. Because I know that growing up, a lot of people would tell me, oh, smile now. Why is your face so hard like this? Smile now, you know. So I had to tell my students, please, anytime you see me frown, just remind me to smile. And I started practicing it. And living in the UK for a while even helped me. Because I'll see the British, anytime they were coming, we'll be like, it could be a plastic smile, but the fact that they are not coming with their hard face or a long face, it just melts heart somehow. Right, so smile, look at yourself in the mirror. What you see is what other people see as well. You may not look handsome, you may not be the finest person, but a smile can actually even uplift your look. That's the truth. So apart from the fact that you can melt hearts with your smile, it also makes you look finer, look prettier, or more handsome. It can elevate your look. So look in the mirror and smile. Practice it. You want to sell to people, you are not smiling at them. They will only buy from you because they don't have a choice. If they see somebody else that is smiling, they'll rather go to that person. A guy here, Charlie, said that he made people to come to his stand, his booth, during a sales exhibition, something like that, just because he made it a point of duty to smile. There were other people selling so many things, and people were they were moving from, booth to booth. But before he knew, people started coming to his booth because he had a smile, he had this pleasant smile. You have to do it intentionally. There are times that the problems of this world will not allow you to smile. You will look at yourself and the situation around, and you will say, well, what's there to smile about? There is no reason to smile. Give yourself a reason to smile. Could be that because you are alive. Don't be cumbered with a load of care that you forget to smile, right? Smile. A smile is inviting. It is colorful. It is beautiful. It looks good on you. Number 3, remember that a person's name is to him or her the sweetest and most important sound. Have you ever noticed that when you call somebody by his or her name, especially somebody that you just met, the relationship seems to be different. It seems to be better. When you say, hi, John, sometimes they may even be like, you know my name already. It's a good thing. So try to learn people's names. Try to memorize their names intentionally. John Maxwell will use all kinds of tricks to try and memorize people's names and remember their names. You are dealing with people, you have clients, you have customers. Try to know their names. Address them by their names. It's not every time when you want to send a message, you just say, oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon, woo. Good morning, woo. Hi, Lady is better than just saying hi. You know, there are times that okay, let me use this example. If you are married, you know, you are used to calling your spouse by all kinds of sweet names, sweet expressions, like, oh, hi, darling. Hello, sweetie. You know, how are you, dear? And then they are used to that. Maybe on this particular day, you are not feeling good, or both of you had a little conflict. And then you just say hi. They can feel the difference. They can tell that, oh, something is not right. Maybe they are not even angry with you. You are the one angry. So that alone tells that the relationship is not smooth at that point in time. Somebody that you usually call all kinds of endearing names, now is just hi, hello, good morning to your spouse, right? So that's the same way it is for other people. We get more endeared to them when we address them by their names. Hello, Mr. John. Hi, Dr. Lide. Hi, Pastor Ike. You know, things like that. So learn people's names. It shows that you care, truly. It will take an extra effort, but it really shows that you care, and it makes your relationship with them to be better. Number 4 way to make people like you is to be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Don't always shift the conversation away from you. Many of us are used to hijacking people's conversations. For example, somebody comes to you and says, oh, my daughter is not eating. I'm even tired. I don't know what to do. You know, she wouldn't eat anything. I'll offer her rice. She wouldn't eat. I'll offer puree. She wouldn't eat. I'll, give fruit. She wouldn't eat. Before they even make 2 sentences, you are like, that's the way my daughter is too. I remember when she was 2 years old. I can never forget. That girl really stressed me. You hijack the conversation. At the end of the day, they end up not even getting any solution or expressing themselves. Be a good listener. It's a communication skill that we all must learn. Right. Be a good listener. Listen. 2 great prime ministers in Great Britain's history are William Gladstone and Benjamin Disraeli. It is said that a young lady went to dinner with them on successive nights. When asked for her impressions of the 2 men, she said, when I left the dining room after sitting next to Mr. Gladstone, I thought he was the cleverest man in England. I thought he was the cleverest man in England. But after sitting next to Mr. Disraeli, I thought I was the cleverest woman in England. Notice the difference between the two. One made himself, Mr. Gladstone, appeared to be the cleverest man in England. That means he talked about himself, probably, all through the dinner. But the other man, Mr. Disraeli, allowed the woman to talk about herself, to express herself. So she felt very important. She felt like, oh, he gave me the audience that I needed. He allowed me to express myself. So in speaking, she felt very good about herself. She felt like she was the cleverest woman in England. So how do you make people feel? Do you hijack their conversation? Everything is me, myself, and I. You don't even give them a breather. Before they say one thing, you're already saying 3 about yourself. At the end of the day, they'll just stop talking. So practice listening as much as you speak, or even more than you speak. No wonder the Bible says, quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. So if you listen more, the tendency to be angry or to say things you are not supposed to say will be reduced. Number 5 way to make people like you: talk in terms of other person's interest. There is always something good about the other person, even if the person is your enemy, right? We mentioned that in a previous chapter when we discussed the compliments club that a psychologist founded, where you have to go around giving people compliments for 1 year. He told the students to do that. And some were like, oh, is it not going to be dishonest or insincere telling my enemy that, oh, is this, I like this about him or her? And he said, no, there is always something good about people, even if they are your enemy, right? So look for other people's interest and talk about it. Oh, you look so great. I love your shirt. You have a good sense of humor and things like that. A young couple sat silently on a porch one day, and the wife, they were newly married, and the wife turned to her husband and said, George, do you think my eyes are beautiful? And the husband said, yep. After 1 minute, the lady turned to him again and said, George, do you think my hair is attractive? The man said, yep. After a while, she turned to him again and said, George, would you say that I have a gorgeous figure? The man said, yep. And then she gushed and said, oh, George, you say the nicest things, right? The man was just saying, yep, yep, yep. He should have just looked for all these nice things about his wife and say that, oh, my darling wife, you look gorgeous, you have a nice figure, you have attractive eyes, you're so beautiful. So look for good things to say about other people. Unfortunately for him, he had been newly married. He did not know how to say nice things about his wife. So this is something that we can learn, actually. Learn it. Look for something good about other people and say it. Number 6, and the last but not the least, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. You are not deceiving them. You are not patronizing them. You are not hyping them in vain. Just look for something and say it. Let them feel important. The bottom line is that you need to make others feel important. Anyone can learn to value people and make them feel important. Right. Shift the focus away from yourself. A young boy, aged 12, some time ago was selling books and he was going from door to door. So this famous salesman, Cavett Roberts, was also a successful lawyer and founder of National Speakers Association. This story was told by Zimmerman. He said that he saw the boy going from door to door and he knew that this boy would also come to his door. So he told his wife that, see, I'm going to tell this boy, I'm going to teach this boy a very big sales secret. I'm going to say something to brush him off, to make him go away, but then I'll call him back and tell him how to deal with people like me when he's trying to sell. So when the boy came, he just said, see, I have a flight to catch. Can you say what you want to say in 1 minute? I'm really not interested in books. Wise boy. The boy said, sir, could you be the famous Cavett Roberts? And that was it. At that moment, Cavett Roberts felt important just by that word, famous. When you meet somebody, oh, could you be the famous Maria Godonu? Could you be the pretty and celebrated actress that I've been watching on my screen? There is nobody that will not feel important that way. I watched this movie, Affirmation on Netflix. The main character there was Stan Unze. Yes, I think was the main character. Right. And he did something. He really needed help for his boss, whose goods were confiscated by the Nigerian customs officers, Nigerian customs, right? So without telling his boss, he went to customs office to go and see if he could get the goods to be released. And when he got there, the head, or one of the heads, one highly placed custom officer was who he met, and this man was angry, was still bashing one of his colleagues, and that was when Stan Unze approached him. And you could imagine the reaction. The man just tried to, hey, get out of here, leave me alone, something like that. But Stan Unze quickly said, oh, my father too used to be a customs officer. He was this, and he told me about you. You must be this, you must be that. He told me of the good deeds that you recorded, your great achievements, how you did this. And immediately, The man turned and he calmed down immediately. I was like, really? He told you about this? Come to my office. And that was it. To cut the long story short, he got the help that he needed. That is it. If you don't know how to capture people's hearts, go and learn it. You want to get a favor from somebody. You want to sell to them. You don't know how to penetrate them. You don't know that thing to first of all say. Somebody is frowning and the next thing you are doing is, hey, I'm selling this. Can you come and buy? They'll say, please, I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood for that right now. And maybe they have the potential to buy from you. Look for what to say. How can I even penetrate? How can I even get him to listen to me in the first place? I can say, oh, sir, I noticed you from afar. Your shirt is so nice. I can tell that you have eyes for good things. Something like that. Right. It's something that we can learn. All right. That's it. That was the boy. That was how the boy who was selling books got invited into Mr. Covert Roberts' apartment, and he bought books from him, several books that he may never read. I hope we learned something from this. Before I go, I'm just going to share this. From woo to you, there is a principle called woo. It means winning. Let me quickly find it. Where is it? It's spelled out here. All right. I'm going to see it. Who was in my top 5? I've always had the ability to win with others. Yes, winning over others. That is the full meaning. Winning over others. W-O-O, woo. So try and learn the principle of woo. How to win over others. How to make them like you. You don't have to impress anybody. Just let them know that you care about them and that you really want to help them. Even if you are selling something, position your products in a way that they see value in it, that, oh, you're trying to help them, not trying to sell to them and getting their money. No, people don't like to be sold to, but they will be willing to receive help from you. Tell them what that product or that service can do for them, right? It will change your life. If you want to be the kind of person who makes others smile when they see you coming, get outside yourself, change your focus, become interested in others. Doing all these things will change your life, and it is true. It will change your life. Which of these are you going to start putting into practice, even if you have not been doing them before? Thank you so much. We've come to the end of this review. Don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel if you're yet subscribed. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. I'll come your way again tomorrow as we review the number 10 principle. It is going to be another inspiring review. Until then, be intentional. Bye. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. Wow, thank you.